So I had heard that Michaels had started carrying a brand of glass floating charm lockets, and I wanted to go check them out and see what they were. So I'm coming back to you to report to you that we have no worries. What you'll do is when you get to Michaels, if you want to check it out, you will see this type of branding, and they're hanging on an end rack. At least they were in my store. And you can get them in silver, gold, and the other one I saw was silver with crystals on it, and they're really big fat crystals. But here's the packaging that it comes in for the lockets themselves. And for the charms, they come in these little packets like this. So this one just happens to be the love packet. I just picked up one. I didn't want to waste too much money. But I do think it's a good idea to have some of these on hand so that if you had any questions from a customer, then at least you could show them what it is. This was $8.99, and I used my 40% off coupon at Michael's, so it reduced that significantly. And the charms themselves were $3.99. So here's what you do is you pull it open on the bottom here, and it comes in this little plastic thing that you have to kind of fight just a little bit to get out. And once you do that, you can knock it out on here. So there's the packaging. We'll put that away. And now we have their locket. So what I want to do is compare their locket with our Origami Owl locket. So as you can see, it looks pretty basic. And so I'm going to put our living locket right next to it. And in order to do it from the video perspective, there you go. Now, what I'll do is put them side by side so you can see them. From the top, they're pretty much identical. Not much difference from that perspective. From the side, theirs is a little thicker than ours is. This is theirs. No, I'm sorry. This is ours. This is theirs on the other side here. Maybe if I put some spacing in there, you can see some difference. But you can also already tell, just in the picture, that their version, which is this one, you can see both sides of it. Ours seems to be seamless and really pretty clean. So let's go to theirs. We'll put ours off to the side because ultimately, just on perspective, just looking at it, they look fairly similar. But as you can see this edge here. They do have their notch is kind of located on the bottom in this section here to put it in. But quite honestly, you can see all the way through their locket. So in other words, you can see straight through this direction, all the way to the back. There's nothing that's keeping it really closed like ours is. And quite honestly, the notch is down here, but I can open it from any perspective or any point. Doesn't matter. Just wherever I can get my nail in there, I can open it because there's that much of a gap in there. So much of a gap that you can see it on the video, right? So the other thing, if you might be hearing some clicking here, and that's because it's not sealed all the way. And it literally, I could do Morse code with this if I wanted to. So the other thing is, again, opening it up, that's as far as I can open it. I can't open it any further than that right there. And we all know that that's difficult to be able to put the charms in there. So this is not really great. Also, the hinge is a lot thicker, and when you open it, so I can get it open again, you can see it's not done real well. And I don't know that the video is showing it that well, but you can see it. All right, so the other thing that you need to look at with this is it's not smooth. There's actually really rough edges all along here, little dimples, if you will. So the quality, while on the video you can see a few things, the quality itself, it's not near as nice as ours. So from this standpoint, we're in good hands. Now, let's go to the pack that had their version of charms in it. And I'm going to open that up. Again, it's got this little plastic thing that you got to fight open. So I'm going to dump out the charms. We'll get rid of that package. Okay, so I'm going to turn all the charms over so that maybe you can see them better in the video. And the first thing noticeable about the charms is the color. And I don't know if you can see that or not. Don't know if it'll come in. But basically, it's really kind of a ucky brownish red. And then none of the others have color except for their infinity charm, which, quite honestly, is nothing to sneeze at. And the one thing is they're really thin, and they kind of sound like nickel. They're not made real well. This particular one has several different variants of height, and they're just rather quite boring to me, if you will. I will say ours have lots of nice color. And on this, you might not be able to see in the video. Oh, I think you can. Right there on the edge, there's a little notch because they didn't do very well with putting together the charm itself. And it's a default, quite honestly. So I'm going to flip these over because I'm going to show you something interesting on the back of these. And that is, the backs of them are not smooth. This is the only one that is. But the backs, if you can notice, if I can get it close enough, have these little dimples on them. They're not smooth at all, and they look really, really cheap. So that's kind of interesting. But what I thought I would do is take our charms that they're trying to imitate and put it next to their imitation charms so you can see the difference. Now, this is their love charm. And this is our old one that they're trying to imitate. And I'm going to see if I can get that any closer. And I don't know if you can see the difference or not, but even just with this little bit, there is a big enough difference. Oops. Okay, now with their heart charm, so here's their heart charm. That's the front of it. Not real attractive. Versus our heart charms that we've got, right? Which are nice, classy, and sparkle. So there's our charm. And I'll get closer up against this one more time before I close out this video. There's the key that they're trying to emulate, along with theirs. Same size, but ours has a touch of color. The one we have now is in teal, but that kind of gives you the idea. And here's their brownish, reddish color one. And our bright version one, and this is the one that's been replaced again, but still shows you the difference in quality. Now, I didn't pull out a infinity one of ours, but basically we've all seen it, so these will show you enough. So I'm going to try to get a little closer on this just so you can see it. See if the camera will focus. So maybe with that you can see some of the difference. Not real impressive. So just wanted to show y'all that these have come out. And once again, not so fun. Not so fun. I wouldn't want to spend money on that. So ours clearly doesn't do that. Doesn't make the sound. And quite honestly, ours looks better in person. The video may not show a whole lot for you, but just know that's not going to cut it. So if you can, head over to Michael's, pick you up one, stick it in your bag. I wouldn't show it to people specifically, but if they start questioning you, at least you have some knowledge and can show them the difference.